Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my review of the Casio G-Shock GW-5000U with module number 3495. The U refers to update or upgrade. This is the updated version of the GW-5000 with module number 3159. I'll also be going over the differences between the two. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future reviews. Alright, so to get into the unboxing, the first thing you'll see is a black box. It's textured cardboard, but there's nothing written on the sides or the back, just a G-Shock logo in silver on the top. And to open it up, first thing you'll notice is a warranty card, and this actually gives you all the service centers throughout the world. It's an international warranty. You have your instruction manual, and you'll see module number 3495. And then, of course, you have this little paper that Seiya sends out to you. So you just scan the barcode and this will take you directly to the instructions online. And then you take off the piece of foam. And again, this is Japanese domestic. So you'll see that everything is written in Japanese on the tag on the bottom here. You'll see that on the tag itself, just G-Shock, and the model is in English. Everything else is in Japanese. And of course, you have the watch. In 1983, Casio released the DW-5000. It was an idea by Kikuo Ibe, the father of G-Shock, when he dropped a pocket watch and he broke it. The development was called 1010 resistance, 10 years battery life, 10 bar or 100 meter water resistance, and survive a fall of 10 meters or more. 3 hand-picked individuals made up Project Team Tough. They prototyped over 200 concepts before a rubber ball and the core of that rubber ball never being damaged that gave Kikuo Ibe the idea of the final product that released the DW-5000. It offered 10 layers of protecting the module from gravitational shock, and that gave the watch the name G-Shock. Now the design was a steel case with a steel screw back and resin case and straps. Future versions replaced the steel case with plastics and screw backs with a plate fastened with 4 screws instead. The kickoff to the success of the G-Shock was a very smart, memorable commercial showing a hockey player hitting the watch like a puck into a goalie's glove. Casio released many models of G-Shocks over the years. The square design of that first G-Shock and many versions over the years have been the most iconic and successful. Collectors tend to prefer the steel case and the screw back. In 2009, Casio refreshed the square. They released versions of the GW-5000 with steel case and screw back and added a strong DLC coating for better strength and looks. I reviewed it over 9 years ago. If you click on the small eye at the top right of your screen, you can watch that review. This year, Casio released a newer, upgraded version. It's physically the same, but it's got an updated module, which is number 3495. So here's a physical walkthrough. Alright, so to give you a walkthrough on the watch, it's of course a screw back. You have a DLC finish on the back. It's 200 meter water resistant. Shock resistant, of course. It's solar powered. You have atomic timekeeping that automatically keeps time in Japan, USA, Germany, England, and China. On the world time, you have 48 cities, 31 time zones. You have an hourly time signal. You have a 1/100th stopwatch. You have a 24-hour countdown timer where you can actually change it on the seconds. You have 5 daily alarms, including the hourly time signal. You have a white LED light, and it lights up the screen really well. So just like the GW-5000, it's an excellent watch. Now I'm going to walk you through the module. Alright, so now I'm going to walk you through the module, including the changes that they put into this new U version. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is the LED light. So they changed the different type of light that they're using. So you just press the top right button, and here's what the light looks like in the dark. Now the second thing I'm going to show you is there's a feature here that was not on the last version. So when you go into any setting, if you press the mode button and keep it held, it brings you back to timekeeping screen. And another change that came through is in the first mode here. So you have the world time settings. So what you could do is run through 5 different time zones that you could program in there. And one of the settings that they did was they added 2 different time zones that were not previously put in there. So you have Kathmandu and you have Fernando de Noronha. Probably pronounced that one wrong. Another feature in the world time that was not on the previous version is if I go into, for instance, London, and if I'm visiting London and I want to change the world time with the home time, I press the two top buttons here. You'll hear the two beeps, and if I go back to my home city, you'll see that it was changed over to London. And to change that back, you just go into the world time, you press the two buttons again, and it saves my world time once again. Now what they also do, of course, is you have the 5 alarms. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a snooze. And then you have the hourly time signal that you can program and toggle all alarms on and off by pressing the top left hand button. Then you have the stopwatch mode, and another change that came in with the updated model is that you have the time that shows in the top right hand corner of the screen on the stopwatch and on the countdown timer, as you can see here. So going into the stopwatch, to start it, you just press the bottom right hand button, and to stop it, you press it again, and to reset it, you just go into it and press the mode button. So to start it, you press the bottom right hand button, press it again to stop it, and to reset it, you just press the top left button and that'll zero it out. And you go into the countdown timer, and it's now 24 hours, and the nice thing about it on the updated version is when you go into the settings, up and down, you could use the top right to reduce the numbers on the hours. Press the bottom left and that'll switch you over to the minutes. Press it again and you can set seconds now, which you were not able to do before as well. And then once you have it set, you just press the top left, and to start it, you press the bottom right. Same like the stopwatch. To stop it, you press it again, and to reset it, you press the top left button. So that's it for the modes. Now to get into the settings on this watch, all you have to do is press the top left button until you hear the beep, and the first thing you get set is your home time through all the different cities and time zones around the world. Once you have that set, you press the bottom left button, and then you get the auto, off, and on, and that was the daylight savings. Press it again, and this is going to let you set the seconds. Press it again. You can get the hours changed, and you can move it up and down with the two buttons on the right side. Then you can set it by the minutes. Then you have the year. You can set that up and down same way. You have the month. You have the day. And the day of the week automatically sets with that. You have 12 and 24-hour format. You could set the date format being the month and the day, or you could change it to the day and the month depending on what region you live in. You could set the languages for the readouts on the screen. You could check on whether the button sets a tone or if it's muted. Then you could set the light time for 1 second or 3 seconds for the duration of the time that the light is lit. You have receive on or off for the atomic timekeeping. You have a power save mode or on and off, so this way if it's not being worn for a while, it automatically goes into power saving mode to save battery. And that's it for your settings. Alright, so now here's a wrist shot. I have 7.5 inch wrists, and it fits me like most squares. Fits me really well. And with the softer rubber, it's a very comfortable watch to wear. So that's the wrist shot. Alright, so I always like to do these size comparisons to give you an idea on different size G-Shocks. So we'll start off with the 5600C. This is the Speed Edition, and this is basically, the GW-5000 is basically a modern interpretation of this. So they're very similar in size, very similar in thickness, very similar in weight. Obviously just different features that you're working with there. And then you go with the Frogman. Obviously the Frogman is going to be a larger size watch. And then we go with one of the newer ones, the H-1000. Also a much larger watch. And then of course we go with my largest watch, the Rangeman. You could probably fit 2 or 3 GW-5000Us into one Rangeman. It's a big one. But again, at least you get these size comparisons to get an idea of what you'd be looking at in regards to the smaller size. So the GW-5000U, it's not a huge upgrade off of the previous version. You get some nice features that come along with it. If you ask me, is it worth it to do an upgrade? If you have the GW-5000, I'd probably say just stick with what you have, unless the features that are upgrading are that much more important to you, or you just really need to have the latest and greatest. If you have the older version, you're pretty much getting a very similar watch out of this one. So I really do like the finishing of these watches. I liked that initial GW-5000. I had it for a good number of years, and I'm going to have this one for a good number of years as well. Alright, so I want to thank you very much for watching this review. If you like it, please click the thumbs up. If you really like it, please subscribe and click the bell for notifications on future reviews. Please also feel free to leave a comment below. I love the feedback. Happy to answer any questions that you might have. You can also find me at Twitter at DougFNJ, and please visit a great website. It's called watchyouseek.com. Awesome community of a lot of watch enthusiasts, all different brands. Check out the G-Shock section. You'll find out more than you'll ever think you'd ever want to know. So I want to thank you again for watching this review. Have a great day and be safe.